Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris from New York, Westchester County. Very quickly, I thank you. Well, I thank you for subbing. I thank you for viewing. I thank you for inviting me in your life. The media is up to it once again. Yeah, this brought to mind. It's snowing outside right now. It's December 30th, 2017. Do I need to show you that it's snowing? I mean, you've seen it snow, right? Dangerous driving, but we have to go out there. You got to go shopping. That's another point, too, that I'll bring in at the end of the video. Very quickly, before I get into the fire that happened in the Bronx, terrible tragedy that happened down there. Every time I used to do this, like a couple of years ago, the media would always say you have to always go out and get some bread, butter, and milk. They haven't done it in a long time. There was a comedian, I forget what his name is. I'm sure his YouTube video is still posted up there. That just made so much fun of the media and how they would portray, a storm comes in, you got to go shopping. And people are still trained to think that they have to go shopping, for a little storm like this. They've got to go to the store and they've got to get all this shit. Okay. You know where I'm getting at with that. All right. There was a tragedy in the Bronx. And it involved 12 people. Now, the 13th person is missing. And that's going to kind of tie this whole video together. I looked through it. And when I looked through it, if you go onto the internet, I found it on my phone, so you should be able to find it on your computer. It popped up, last tragedy like that in the Bronx in New York was in 1990. And they have two fire trucks parked vertically together in a V formation. And one of them says 33 and the other one says 27. Now, back in 1990, I was fast asleep. I was in high school, worried about the next party I was going to. So look at that picture. Study it. And that's where this video is going right now. I mean, this kind of... You have to look for numbers. You've got to look for bullshit. You've got to look for nonsense. And that's what they have. That's what they put in front of you. This particular news report, I really couldn't find much in terms of numbers, but yet I couldn't zoom in because I'm looking at it on my phone. Everybody's asleep. Well, not literally. Well, yeah, literally they are asleep. But figuratively, no. Sorry, I have to turn that down. And you have to look for these signs. You've got to look for... I mean, pretty much everything the media puts out there is bullshit anyway to begin with. This time of year, they're not going to I've told you that they're not going to have a full-scale terror attack. I mean, they can't. You still have to go shopping. You still got to go out and get what you need. They don't want to scare you. Right now they don't want to scare you. When February and March comes, that's a different story because I know something's coming then. But for now, you're all right. You're fine. You're not going to see anything on the news. You're not going to see anything like that. But you will see little stories like this that involve children. Okay, when you involve children in a fire or death or anything like that, that's still going to give you terror a little bit, but yet, you think, it's not going to happen. We don't have to worry about it. It's terrible, what happened and whatever, what I'm talking about. I mean, where I'm going with them. This really touched my significant other. I just wanted to tell her this quite possibly might be bullshit. And I'll tell you why. The chief of police, his interview, not chief of police, the chief of the fire department, was interviewed. When they do an investigation on a fire, it takes them a minimum 3 or 4 days to even come up with statement for the media at all. 3 to 4 days minimum. This chief comes up and says, one, we know who lit the fire, the child. Two, we know the history of the child. He likes to turn on the burners on the oven. I mean, it's just such bullshit. There's no way that he would even relinquish this information the day of the event. It's nonsense. And what does the media do? They show you a brick building with char marks on it. Great. I'm not down there. I mean, it's the Bronx. I'm like 10 minutes away. I could drive down there right now and look at it. I'm sure there's probably not a single fire truck around. And the other thing that I find very suspicious is anytime there's an accident around here on the Silver River Parkway or anywhere else, they've got choppers flying all over the place. I mean, everywhere. There's like 5 choppers that continuously fly around here in fucking Westchester that drive you nuts. And they're flying pretty low, too, shaking your windows on your apartment. But they're flying around constantly. Not one single aerial view at all whatsoever. None. I mean, all these signs just spells bullshit to me. If I'm wrong, I'm terribly sorry about it. The last thing is the 3rd person missing. I mean, the 13th person missing. He's from the military. Oh, yes, that's right. And when I hear military, I see bullshit written all over it. Because the military is the only people that are allowed to go up there. That's right. No civilians can go up there unless if you're part of the military, the government, or any other agency that's not affiliated with any civilians at all whatsoever who need to fucking wake up to the reality that we live on a flat world land here, and everything is freaking... Don't get me started with this, all right? I'm going off on a different tangent. The only civilian that I believe actually tried to get into space was the Spaceship Challenger. Remember that? Yeah, that blew up in 1985, I believe. I was in middle school when that happened. Yeah, back then I thought it actually did explode, but it turns out it never did. Well, no, it did explode. It gave you a nice multi-billion or multi-million-dollar fireworks display. But yeah, they are alive and well, apparently, from what I understand. So that was more bullshit, but that was a terrible tragedy too, which didn't happen. Yet, like this one, that they want you to believe that might have happened. But they involve children, and they involve the military. I believe that it's probably nonsense. And so, there you go. That's it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I'm pretty much sure I know I'm right. You tell me what's going on in your area, since New Year's and Christmas. I'd like to know. I mean, have they made up little stories like this in your area? Have they done interviews and crisis actors have come out? I'd like to know. Please leave a comment down below. And I really thank you for viewing and being here, with me and sharing it. In the next few videos, I'm going to be getting into, be talking about some other stuff that might be, no, you see, there we go. No, I'm not going to give you a tease. I hate when people do that. But just, stand by. All right, I'll talk to you. I think I have said, pretty much half of what I wanted to say, but okay.